Welcome to AI Assembled, the top AI news for small business. I'm Chris Doelle, and each week I bring you the most important AI developments that can transform your business. Let's dive into this week's top stories.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average made history on February 6, 2026, crossing 50,000 points for the first time ever. The index closed at 50,115.67, up nearly 1,207 points, a 2.47% gain. Year to date, the Dow is up 4.3%. This milestone has been years in the making. The index first crossed 10,000 back in 1999, then 20,000 in January 2017, and 40,000 in May 2024. But this time, the story is unmistakably about artificial intelligence. NVIDIA, Microsoft, and other AI-focused companies drove the rally. Investors are betting that the $2.5 trillion flowing into AI infrastructure will translate into real returns. For small business owners, this matters. AI is no longer a fringe technology. It is now a mainstream economic force reshaping capital allocation, hiring strategies, and competitive positioning. If you have been waiting to see if AI is real, the market just gave you a 50,000-point answer. Here is a breakthrough that matters for anyone building or buying AI agents. MIT researchers, writing in AI News on February 6, 2026, introduced a framework called Probabilistic Angelic Nondeterminism, or PAN, and a Python implementation named Encompass. The core idea: separate the control logic of AI workflows from the search strategies used for reasoning. Traditional AI agents blend these two concepts together, making them difficult to scale, debug, or improve. Encompass lets developers mark branch points in their code where an AI model should explore multiple options, then choose a search strategy: depth first, beam search, Monte Carlo tree search, without rewriting the business logic. In real-world tests, this approach matched or beat refinement-based methods at lower cost and showed performance scaling roughly linearly with the logarithm of inference cost. A Java to Python translation task using beam search at both file and method levels outperformed simple sampling. For small businesses, this means future AI tools will be faster, cheaper, and more reliable. Early adopters include Intuit, Uber, and State Farm. If you are building custom AI workflows or evaluating agent platforms, ask vendors if they support modular search strategies. That separation will determine how well your AI scales as your business grows. OpenAI announced Frontier on February 5, 2026, an enterprise platform designed to act as an intelligence layer, connecting siloed apps and data inside companies.
Frontier enables AI agents to operate with shared business context, run code, work with files, and includes tools to evaluate and optimize agent performance. This is not a replacement for ChatGPT Enterprise, but a complement. OpenAI now has over 1 million business customers, and enterprise accounts represent roughly 40% of its revenue, with a goal to approach 50% by year-end. Early users include Uber, State Farm, Intuit, and Thermo Fisher Scientific. Frontier will support agents built by OpenAI, by customers, and by third parties including Google, Microsoft, and Anthropic. For small and medium businesses, Frontier signals that the era of disconnected tools is ending. The future is AI agents that know your customer history, your financial data, your project status, and act on it automatically. If you are using multiple SaaS tools and manually moving data between them, the next generation of AI will do that for you. Pricing was not disclosed, but keep Frontier on your radar for late 2026.
Super Bowl 60 turned into a showcase and a battleground for AI companies. Svedka made history with the first primarily AI-generated national ad called Shake Your Bots Off, featuring Fembot and Brobot. The project took about 4 months to train facial and motion AI, partnering with Silverside AI. Anthropic bought Super Bowl airtime to directly criticize OpenAI's decision to introduce ads into ChatGPT, a move OpenAI CEO Sam Altman reportedly got exceptionally testy about, according to TechCrunch on February 4, 2026. Meta showcased its Oakley AI glasses. Amazon introduced Alexa Plus. Google promoted Nano Banana Pro for home design. Ramp highlighted AI-powered spend management. Rippling ran its first-ever Super Bowl ad with Tim Robinson. For small businesses, the message is clear. AI is no longer a B2B inside game. It is consumer-facing, brand-defining, and competing for mainstream attention. If you are still treating AI as experimental, your competitors and your customers are already past that stage. Google quietly rolled out critical updates for Gemini Enterprise on February 2nd and February 6th, 2026. The February 2nd update introduced fine-grained access control for individual Gemini Enterprise apps, giving admins the ability to control which employees can use which AI features. This is a governance must-have for regulated industries and companies with compliance requirements. On February 6th, Google added unspecified improvements to Gemini Enterprise capabilities. While Google has not made a splashy announcement, these incremental updates show the company is focusing on enterprise adoption, not just model performance. For small business owners using Google Workspace, this matters. If you upgrade to Gemini Enterprise, you can now lock down access by department, role, or use case. That means marketing can use AI for content generation without giving warehouse staff access to customer data tools. If you have been hesitant about AI because of security concerns, this update removes a major barrier. One of the fastest-moving stories in AI this week, the open-source AI agent formerly known as Claude rebranded to Moltbot on January 27, 2026, then again to OpenClaw days later. Why? Trademark conflicts and impersonation campaigns. OpenClaw is an agent that can act on your computer, opening apps, clicking buttons, accessing files, running commands, while reasoning in the cloud. It has exploded in popularity, gaining over 100,000 GitHub stars. But with that growth came serious security issues. Axios reported on January 29th that hundreds of Moltbot control interfaces were exposed on the open internet. Bitdefender found dashboards leaking credentials and configuration data. Malwarebytes threat intel warned that the rename spurred impersonation campaigns and supply chain risks. The Verge reported scammers launched a fake crypto token tied to the Claudebot and Moltbot branding. Token Security found that 22% of surveyed customers had employees using Claudebot or its variants. Noma Security discovered more than half of enterprise customers granted privileged access without approval. For small businesses, this is a cautionary tale. Viral AI tools can introduce shadow IT risks. If your team is installing AI agents without IT review, you could be giving external code access to sensitive files and credentials. Set a policy now. No AI tools without approval, especially tools that run commands on employee machines.
Meta is moving forward with its $2 billion acquisition of Manus, the AI agent platform founded in China and now based in Singapore. This week, RTT News reported on February 4, 2026, that Meta plans to integrate Manus technology into its subscription services as part of expanding the Meta AI app. Manus technology can operate autonomously with minimal prompting, and Meta will continue offering standalone Manus subscriptions for business clients. Beijing announced in January it would review the deal for potential breaches of Chinese export controls or national security. For small businesses, this is a signal that autonomous agents are becoming a core feature of mainstream platforms, not niche products. Meta is betting big
that AI agents will drive subscriptions, engagement, and revenue. If you use Facebook or Instagram for business, expect AI-powered tools to become standard over the next 12 months. Manus announced on January 27, 2026, that it is integrating Agent Skills, an open standard for AI agents. This move signals that Manus is positioning itself as a platform player, not a walled garden. Open standards allow different AI systems to share capabilities and workflows, reducing vendor lock-in. Manus also rolled out several other updates in late January and early February, including app sharing and testing for Google Play Store and App Store deployment, a sandbox feature for cloud computing, a partnership with SimilarWeb for digital marketing expertise, and meeting minutes functionality. For entrepreneurs and small business owners, the key takeaway is this: Manus is building infrastructure, not just features. If you are evaluating AI agent platforms, prioritize those that support open standards. That will give you flexibility to switch vendors, integrate new tools, and avoid being trapped in a proprietary ecosystem. Canva announced on February 5, 2026, that designs created in ChatGPT can now come to life in Canva's editor. This integration allows users to generate branded visuals inside AI assistants and seamlessly move them into Canva for final editing and publishing. For small businesses, this is a workflow win. You can now describe a social media graphic, email header, or flyer in ChatGPT, have it generated on brand, and polish it in Canva, all without switching apps manually. This is part of a broader trend. AI tools are integrating with each other, reducing friction, and making it easier for non-designers to produce professional content. If you are a solopreneur or small team, tools like this can replace expensive design agencies for routine marketing assets.
Amazon Web Services announced on February 2, 2026, that Amazon Bedrock now supports server-side tools for agent workflows and extended prompt caching. These updates make it easier for developers to build AI agents that can execute tasks server-side without client dependencies, and caching reduces latency and cost for repeated queries. AWS also highlighted Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, an open framework that helps developers deploy and operate AI agents securely at scale. For small businesses considering building custom AI agents, whether for customer service, data analysis, or workflow automation, AWS is positioning Bedrock as the enterprise-grade platform. If you have developers on staff or work with an agency, ask them to evaluate Bedrock against OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. The right platform choice now will determine your AI scalability for the next 2 years. Here is your 5-step action plan for the next 30 days. Step 1. Review your current AI tool usage and identify shadow IT risks. Make a list of every AI tool your team is using, including browser extensions, desktop apps, and ChatGPT variants. Flag any that have access to files, credentials, or internal systems. Require approval for new AI tools going forward. Step 2. If you are using consumer AI tools for work, like free ChatGPT, upgrade to enterprise versions that offer zero data retention and compliance features. Expect to pay $50 to $100 per user per month. This is insurance against data leaks and regulatory fines. Step 3. Set aside 2 hours this week to explore OpenAI Frontier, AWS Bedrock, or Google Gemini Enterprise demos. Even if you are not ready to buy, understanding what enterprise AI platforms can do will help you plan for the next 12 months. Step 4. Update your company AI usage policy in writing. Define what is allowed, what is prohibited, and what requires approval. Share it in a 30-minute all-hands meeting. Make it clear that AI is a tool, not a free-for-all.
Step 5. If you are in Colorado or serve Colorado customers, run a compliance check against the Colorado AI Act, which took effect February 1, 2026. If you deploy high-risk AI systems, you need risk management policies, impact assessments, and safeguards against algorithmic discrimination. Penalties start at $2,500 per unintentional violation and $7,500 per intentional violation. That is it for this week. AI is moving fast, but you do not have to do everything at once. Pick one action from this list, do it this week, and you will be ahead of 90% of small businesses. See you next time.
That's it for this week's AI Assembled, the top AI news for small business. If you found this valuable, share it with a fellow business owner. If you want a hands-on group that you can work with on your specific AI needs, consider joining Business Success Academy at freshmediaworks.com/BSA. Until next week, keep innovating and keep it real.